Welcome to the third hour of American Agenda. I'm Bob Sellers.
And I'm Heather Childers. We are joined today by our family of co-hosts for this third hour. Radio host from New Jersey's 101.5, Bill Spadia. Also former chairman for the California Republican Party and author of the book, The Divided Era, Tom Del Vaccaro. And host of Stacy on the Right and co-chairwoman of Project 21, Stacy Washington. Welcome to all three of you. We really appreciate it. We're going to go to some breaking news first, so you all are aware of it if you are not, because we're going to discuss this. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy just posting this picture after meeting President Trump to discuss Republicans taking back the House in 2022. Now, the statement itself is from President Trump's Save America PAC, and this is their statement. They said that President Trump's popularity has never been stronger than it is today. I believe we can put that up for folks at home. And his endorsement means more than perhaps any endorsement at any time. So let's bring up our panel to discuss this. Bill, I'll start with you. You know, they had this meeting today. Apparently, the first topic that they discussed, amongst others, was looking forward to 2022.
Well, I mean, Kevin McCarthy is right on a couple of counts. I don't always agree with him. I don't think he's always right, but he's right about this. President Trump, now former President Trump, is more popular than ever. And you've got an enormous number of Republicans not believing that this was a legitimate election. They're still talking about voter fraud. They feel burned. They feel that they were kept out of the people's house when you saw 25,000 troops shutting down any kind of inaugural event. The whole idea is the country is feeling the pressure from a never-ending lockdown that has now entered day 319 from 15 days to stop the spread. You've got Donald Trump, who is truly not a regular Republican. The guy's a populist, and he can energize a crowd. And when you look at the opportunity for the Republicans to take back the House in 2022, history is with them that they're going to make gains anyway, regardless of what policies are out there, just because they're in the opposite party of the White House. With Donald Trump, the money, the super PACs, McCarthy's playing it like a smart Politico.
You know, he opened the office of the former president. I wish we could bring up the picture that they posted as well, the two of them there together, because, Stacy, the president, just to describe it for people at home, if you haven't seen it until we can get it for you, he's all smiles. He looks like he's really happy. He looks like he's been playing some golf and getting a little bit of sun.
Tan, rested, and ready.
You know, Heather, there's nothing I like better than seeing President Trump looking well. You know, there's a certain thing that happens when you're on a coalition and you're working to reelect someone, and it's months and months of, you know, briefings and conference calls and getting, it's a relationship. You are all on the same team, and you're rooting for this person and the ideas that that person is putting forward. So I love seeing him looking happy and rested, and it's just it's like a balm to your soul after what we've been through with the election. I think Kevin McCarthy is playing it straight. Donald Trump's the leader of the Republican Party, and he's the most sought-after endorsement that you could get if you're a candidate right now. Just ask Sarah Sanders. She's trading on her time with the president and her experience in the administration very well. So I hope that he will continue on and continue to acknowledge 74 million people who voted for this president and who want to see him continue to be a part of what we're doing in the future.
Yeah, Tom, some folks weren't too happy about this, though, especially a lot on the left, saying that this is the opposite of unifying the country right now, with Kevin McCarthy going down there to speak with him.
Wait a minute, the Republicans should listen to the Democrats on what to do. Slightly different perspective here. Usually when a party leaves the White House, it goes through a pretty rough and tumble period of fighting to see who emerges as the next leader, and that can slow down the process of winning seats and even winning the next presidency. So if the Republicans are able to work together early, to come together and coalesce, you remember in the 90s when Bill Clinton said he was going to have a middle-class tax cut instead of raise taxes, Republicans came together quickly. That helped him take back the House and eventually organized to take back the White House. If a similar process goes on now, that's all the better for the Republicans.
Yeah. So, Bob, as I described earlier, we do have that picture. Right. And as I promised, people can judge for themselves now. The president was smiling and looked rested and healthy. There you go, there with Kevin McCarthy.
Yeah, and I think the conversation is multifaceted. And obviously, Kevin McCarthy, he wants to win back the House.
Right.
The president may or may not want to run, but he also wants some help as far as the trial that may be coming up in the Senate. Obviously McCarthy in the House, but he knows what's going on there too. But it seems like these are two sides of the Republican Party that kind of need to getting along if they really want to take back the House, if they really want to do well. And I think with a little distance, the president may not be as angry about some of the people that so-called turned on him. And maybe the conversation looking forward, what they can accomplish together would be a very productive one. And I'm guessing they're talking about the future, not about the past.
Yeah. What about that, Bill, just as we wrap up?
Well, I think Bob makes a great point. And the only thing I would say is that the Republican Party is, it depends on where you are. You know, you look at the map county by county of where the Trump votes were. This is a red country by and large, where you have concentrated blue votes in places like New York and New Jersey and, you know, other places, Chicago, et cetera. Trump can be incredibly effective to turn those blue seats that are in red states red. I think you could see a sweeping change in the House in 2 years. People are tired. They're fed up. And you know what? They want a populist champion. They're sick of the elites telling them how to run their lives.
All right. Well, we have much more to talk about today, as usual. And stand by, everyone. Coming up, did you hear about all the trouble being caused by a bunch of renegade day traders? I think Bob heard about it. Yeah. It is turning into a clash between the little guys versus the Wall Street guys. The little guys are winning, at least for now. Yeah. More on that on American Agenda after this.